again for another Lepidopterology video. So yeah, here we go with today's video, and sorry if I mispronounce anything, as I'm kind of likely to at the moment. As today's Lepidopterology is Lepidopterology, which is a study of moths and butterflies. That's why the people who study insects call their speciality entomology, and where that entomologist focuses specifically on insects with like scaly wings that hatch from caterpillars. They're called like Lepidopterology, and like the most famous amateur lepidopterology enthusiast was the writer Vladimir Nabokov, who had wrote Lolita, and it's like when I first heard it I was like, that name looks familiar, and he apparently collected butterfly specimens throughout his life. And it's like the word itself comes from like the Greek word lepido, which means scale, and petron, which means wing or feather, and ology. And it's like specifically it deals like the branch of entomology concerns scientific study of moths and the three superfamilies of butterflies. And someone who studies in field is called a Lepidopterist or archaically an Orlean. And it's like in the post-Renaissance era, like the rise of Lepidopterists can be attributed to the expanding interest in science, nature, and surroundings. When Linnaeus wrote the 10th edition of the Systema Naturae in 1758, there was already a substantial body of published work on the Lepidopteran nature of history from that was reported in 1999, and like they can include like Insectorium, so Minimorum, Animalum Ferretum by Thomas Moffat in 1634, then Metamorphos Naturalis by Goddard from 1662 to 1669. Then Metamorphos Insectorium Surinamesium by Maria S. Meriden in 1705, and her work included illustrated accounts of European Lepidoptera. There's Historia Insectorium by John Ray in 1710, and Papilionium Britanniae Iconis by James Petiover, 1717. From like 1758 to 1900, it was the era of gentlemen scientists, and following Linnaeus' description on Systema Naturae, with Boas Johnson in Centralia Insectorium, where Austrian Nicholas Pada von Neuhaus wrote Insecta Rosae Graciensis in 1761, and John Christian Fabricus described many more species in a series of major works. And during the period, Ignaz Stiefenmüller wrote a systematic catalogue of butterflies of the distinct districts around the venus systema ische verin Verserines des Schmetterlinge der Wenner Gegend herausgegeben von Irinen Leher and KK Officer Verserino in 1775. Quite a mouthful. And in Germany, Ignaz Johann Christopher Esper, in collaboration with Toussaint de Charpentier, published Die Europäischen Schmetterlinge, the bit of butterflies online, like European butterflies and European butterflies and all that. And Die Ausländische Schmetterlinge. There's a lot of German included in all this, as you can probably tell already. As it was probably something in Germany. And between 1806 and 1834, Jacob Huber wrote Sammlung Exotische Schmetterlinge. It's like a collection of exotic butterflies in 2 volumes. In Augsburg with Karl Greyer, Gottfried August Wilhelm Heinrich Schelfer, and during like the years of 1806 and 1820 to 1824, Hubner added Geschichte Europäische Schmetterlinge, history of European butterflies. Schelfer expanded this as systematisch Betung der Schmetterlinge von Europa zugleich als Text, Vision und Supplement zu Jakob Hubners Sammlung Europäische Schmetterlinge in 6 volumes from 1843 to 1857. And in France, Jean-Baptiste Bois de Valle, Jules Perret-Rambourg, and Adolphe Hercules de Graslien wrote the collection Iconographique et historique des chenilles, ou Discussion et figure des chenilles larvae de Europe avec la history de leur métamorphosis et de application à l'agriculture, Paris, Library, Encyclopédie Derort in 1832, and with John Eaton LeConte from 1829 to 1837, History Generale et Iconographie de Lepidopterology et des chenilles de l'Amérique, Septentrionale, which means general history and illustrations of Lepidoptera and caterpillars of North America, which was published in Paris. Bois de Valle also described Lepidoptera from the expedition of ship Astrolabe of Jean-François de Gallup, Comte de la Perouse, and the coquille of Louis Isidore Duperrey. And in Italy, Giovanni Antonio Scripali wrote Etymologia Carniolica, which was published in Vienna and in the mid-century period. The expert knowledge of Lepidoptera deals such as Otto Straudinger, Emile de Royer, Orazio Quercy, and Peter Godfrey contributed in the field. And expeditions continued to be a major source of specimens. The Belden expedition to Australia in 1800 to 1803 with 2 laboratories equipped ships, Geographic and Nationaliste. They had 9 zoologists and botanists on board, and they brought a black France according to Anthony Francois, Comte de Foucault. The largest collection museum, National de Histoire Naturelle, had ever received, including 44 crates of zoological specimens. The Österreich Brazilian expedition explored botany and zoology and ethnography of Brazil, and was organised and financed by the Austrian Empire, and ran from 1817 to 1835. The SMS Novara, under the command of Commodore Bernard von Wilberstorff, made a voyage of exploration in 1857 to 1859. Baron Katajan von Felder and his son Rudolf Felder amassed a huge etymological collection from the Novara, was deposited in the Naturhistorische Museum in Vienna and the Natural History Museum in London, and the butterflies were described in Race Fregata, Novara, Zoologia Ferrer, Lepidoptera, Ropaloxera, Journey of the Frigate Neruda, in 3 volumes from 1855 to 1865 to 1867. Like wealthy collectors and play like a major role in all of this, like Amy Fournier de Horac in Paris, Walter Rothschild and James John Joyce in England, and in Russia Grand Duke Nicholas Mikhailovich of Russia, who funded Sergei Apelharaki and edited memoirs sur les Lepidopteras. The British Empire provided opportunities for Frederick Monroe, the author of Lepidoptera Indica. And it's meanwhile in the 19th century, large collections of Lepidoptera were amongst natural history specimens that were flooding Europe. And the largest and most of specimens of new species are in the Musée Royal de l'Afrique Centrale, the Belgian Congo Museum National de Histoire Naturelle in the French colonial empire, Museum für Naturkunde, the German colonial empire, the British Museum, Natural History Museum from the British colonial empire, and Rijksmuseum van Natuurlijke Historie from the Dutch Empire. Museum Lepidopterist includes Samuel Constantinus, Nolan van Vollenhoven, Francis Walken, Alois Friedrich, Regenhofer, František Anton Nicolai Linnaeus del Niesville, Karl Heinrich Hopfer, and Arthur Gardner Butler. And some of the most notable lepidopterists Per Olaf Christopher Aurelius of Sweden, with the butterflies of Africa. Now there's also Vasilievich Bremer of Russia, who had Siberian Emil. Whereas the chief mode of study of butterflies was pinned through specimen collections. It was difficult to catalogue and communicate names and descriptions widely. Books on butterflies with plates that were either hand-printed, lithographed and printed have been a major tool in lepidopterology, and can include the massive works by Adalbert Seitz, and the unusual works of butterfly fauna of Ceylon in 1942 by Leonard Gilbert Elliot Woodhouse. He lived from 1888 to 1965. And Moths and Butterflies of the United States of the Rocky Mountains in 1900s by Sherman F. Denton. He made butterflies' wing prints where the illustrations incorporated the scales of the wings. And the illustrious Russian writer Vladimir Nabokov was a noted lepidopterist, having discovered the moth passion at the age of around 7, and he would later write about butterflies, collect and illustrate them, and he even volunteered at Harvard's Museum of Comparative Zoology in the entomology department, where he would organise specimens for as much as 14 hours a day. Obviously he wasn't doing it all the time, as he wouldn't have books like Lolita and all that. So yeah, with a page that's just come out. So yeah. So there's kind of like many societies today to kind of like talk about lepidopterology. So there's like as there's like many of them, like national, international, and they promote the research in lepidopterology and the decimation of the findings through conferences such as the Biennial European Congress of Lepidopterology or the TLS Leps Talk. So yeah, I'll leave it all there for now, and I'll let you figure everything out, as my head is kind of frazzled a little bit after saying all that German and French. So yeah, I'll see you all later for the news.